Hello. Hi, everyone. It's Friday night, 7:30, and I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is this is a pre-recorded live, so it's actually not really a live at all. It's pre-recorded because I'm actually going out to dinner tonight. And I didn't want to say no and turn down my friend who invited my family over. So I said yes and realized I would need to record this video. So that's the bad news. Good news is I'm going out to dinner. The also good news is that I'm still here. And you are very, very welcome to still comment. You can still chat to each other. I'm going to be at a disadvantage because usually I rely on you guys and say, shall we use this or shall we use that? And I can't do that tonight. Cookie is here, as you can hear. He's going to be all chatty now that I'm chatting too, but we'll get through it, okay? And I thought I'd use something tonight that I said last weekend that I would use. So let's get into it. Let's switch over to the desk. Here we go. Press the button. The magic of television. All right, so I did say last week that I would maybe use the autumn leaves stuff. So that's in your catalogue up towards the back. And I should have taken note of the page number, but here we go. Here it is, page 42 and 43. And there are some beautiful, beautiful things. Now, in Australia, it is not autumn, okay? It is spring. It is beautiful. And so if you're wanting to have more of a spring theme and you're in Australia, that would be completely understandable. Maybe we should do 4 seasons. Maybe on Sunday night I should do something with some springtime stuff. What do you think? Would that be a good idea? Let me know in the comments and I'll do some springtime stuff on Sunday night. But tonight I'm going to use this. And even though it's not autumn, I have to use it because it is so beautiful. Okay, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's called All About Autumn. At least it doesn't say fall, because then I really wouldn't know what to do with myself. But autumn certainly is what we call the season that falls between. It starts in, hang on, let me think about it. Okay, March, April, May is fall in Australia, or sorry, autumn. Autumn in Australia. And these are the beautiful pieces that have been selected. It's called the All About Autumn Suite, but the stamp set and the dies are called Autumn Leaves, okay? And it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to use this tonight so you can see how lovely it is. And you can still use it other times of the year. I'm in the middle of working on a scrapbook page at the moment. And I haven't decided, haven't got all the pieces done, but this is the photo that I'm using for the scrapbook page, because this photo is, my husband took this when he was visiting his sister in northern Michigan, or the UP as they call it, Upper Peninsula. And this is just near Marquette, for those of you who know where that is. So they certainly have very much, they have 4 distinct seasons in that area of the world. It gets bitterly cold in the winter and there's blizzards and snow and all those things. But this season, this was taken, I believe, in October. He's got it all on his phone. It's absolutely beautiful. And I thought, well, that would be a gorgeous photo. So I printed it out in 5x7 format because I'm only using one photo on the page. And I'm in the middle of deciding what colors and things are going to go on the page. So, so there you go. That's something I'm working on right now. So that's what I'm doing when I'm not going live or recording a video for you guys. All right, so in this suite, I have almost everything. I have the stamps and dies. I don't have the speckled dots. I've had them on my order about 5 times, and then I take them off every time because there's something on there that I need more. So I take these off and think I'll order them next time, and I still don't have them, and I really need to get them because they're nice. I like them. Then there's this gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. You've got 2 ribbons, the thin copper, shiny copper ribbon, which is gorgeous, and then this beautiful natural trim. So the pack is called Copper and Natural Ribbon Combo Pack. It's $16.75 here in Australia, and you get 2 spools. You get the two different ones, and it's lovely. Then we have this Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. I haven't pulled that out to use today, but I could. Maybe we'll bring it in. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not 100%. I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do today, but not completely. And then this is the oxidized copper paper. This is divine. I'm just using the copper part of it today, not the, there's Pretty Peacock and copper, and then this one is just copper. Can you see how beautiful that is? Oh my goodness. It is stunning. And you get 2 sheets in a pack. And 4 sheets in a pack, beg your pardon. There's 2 sheets of each of the 2 colors. Okay, so 2 of the Pretty Peacock and copper, and then 2 of the copper. All right, and they're 12 by 12. Absolutely beautiful. And then there's this beautiful All About Autumn 6x6 designer series paper. Oh my goodness, guys, it is stunning. So on one side we have like photorealistic pictures, and there's books, and there's autumn scenes and things that might kind of inspire this time of the year. That one we already saw. Then we've got like a jumper, or in America they say sweater. Some knitting there, and then some beautiful, I'd love to walk on, wouldn't it be nice to walk on that path? Isn't that beautiful? And then I'll show you the other sides in a second, because one side has the foil. This is specialty paper. Then you've got your beautiful, your gorgeous wood grain. Isn't that nice? Love, love, love that. And then this one, which is like taken from above. It's an aerial shot of some beautiful, I mean, how gorgeous that you have all those beautiful colors. Everything from purples right through to orange, green. Just stunning. Just so beautiful. This one is like it's like a blanket, I guess, but it's like a velour. It's really rich looking, but it's probably the other side that I would use. But, you know, both are there. They're both gorgeous. Some pumpkins, because those are all about autumn, right? And then more books with the shiny, reminds me of the old encyclopedias that we used to have, showing my age. Some beautiful leaves in different colors, and there's 4 sheets of each design. Okay, they are really beautiful. Some leather, a leather lounge, could be good on a guy card, and I think that's the one we just saw a moment ago. And so I'm only showing you, like I said, there's 4 sheets of each, but on the other side we have our copper foil. Okay, so, and I'll just go through them really, really quickly. So there's a couple of vanilla ones with different copper designs, and then this is a Pretty Peacock one, also really beautiful. The copper clay, which is one of our new in colors, that looks divine with the copper. Well, you'd expect it to with a name like that, wouldn't you? This is Moody Mauve, also a new in color, and that one's also with the copper. Super nice. Then we have Mossy Meadow with copper. Now this one looks more like a tile design. You've got Moody Mauve and Pretty Peacock in this one. That's on the back of that velour blanket one. It's really nice. Then your Pretty Peacock again. I'm trying to go quick enough that you won't get bored with these, but I just love them. I think they're so beautiful. Look at the designs. All that beautiful copper gorgeousness. I mean, you can pull out your copper embossing powder and match them up really, really easily. This is a Mossy Meadow one again, kind of like an Aztec design on that one. And then the last one, which is Pretty Peacock and Mossy Meadow, and that's on the back of that leather lounge kind of a thing going on there. So these are beautiful, and I want to use them for you today, and I haven't decided which one I want to use. I was initially thinking, because I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it on, rather than white, this paper I think looks better with a very vanilla base, and this is very vanilla thick. Okay, very vanilla and basic white both come in thick versions for card bases, which I really like, because I like my card base to be nice and firm. But you could also do like a crumb cake base if you didn't want to do a crumb cake card front, which is what I'm thinking of doing. And then I've also got some early espresso here. Now the colours in the paper are listed here. There are more colours than what's here, but these are the main colours: Copper Clay, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, Moody Mauve, Very Vanilla, and Copper Foil, okay, which we just sort of talked about. Now I'm deciding, I'm going to be adding some leaves. We're going to do a little bit of stamping and add some leaves to this because I think it'll look really nice, but I'm deciding what to put in the background behind. So I'm deciding whether this Moody Mauve would be really nice. That would work, or whether we would be better off picking, you know, maybe some Mossy Meadow. That's also really, really nice. Or maybe some copper clay. Copper clay would be nice too. So let's have a look at that. Ooh, it's hard to know what to do. They're all so pretty. And I can't ask you guys because you're not watching me live. It's very, very frustrating, guys. I'm sure it is for you too. Maybe I'll go with the Moody Mauve just because it's really different, and that would look really nice. And we've actually got we've got two different Moody Mauve designs to pick from. This one or this one. I think we'll go with this one, and let's just see. Now I have already cut this piece. This is 8 centimeters wide by 12 long. So I'm going to grab my my trimmer, and I'm going to make this piece fit onto here. So if this is 8 by 12, I need to cut this 1/2 centimeter smaller. So this needs to be 7.5 by 11.5. So 7.5. And 7.5 is almost exactly halfway. So it means I get 2 of those out of there as well. So that's a handy. 7.6 is 3 inches, which is halfway across your cardstock. Sorry, your designer series paper in this case. All right, so I'm thinking of this. That's how I'm thinking this will look. And you might remember a couple of weeks ago, I was using some of these, and I cut from this beautiful paper. I cut some of these little leaves. Well, one of them I couldn't find it. Do you remember? Well, I found them now. I found it as soon as the video was over because that's just how it works. That's what happens. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and we'll get started on this. I think because I'm using Early Espresso here, I want to use Early Espresso around the outside of my cardstock because I think that'll look really nice. So I'm going to grab a sponge dauber for that. And this one is a brown one, so we're just going to grab that and go around the outside like this. See how we go. I've got the front door open today because it's such a beautiful warm day, and Merlot, the big black and white cat that we have, he's languishing on the floor in front of the door because the sun is coming in, and he's decided that is a nice spot to be. And if you're wondering where Crumpet is, I haven't looked, but I know where he is. He's on my bed because he's got a thing about he likes to be on warm blankets, whereas Merlot he would rather sleep on the sheets. He doesn't so much like the blankets. They're really funny, aren't they? They've got their definite likes and dislikes. All right, so that looks better now that I've got that around the side. This is going to get glued straight on here. So I'm going to use, you could use seal, you could use Tombow, you could use whatever you like. And if anyone's going to yell, sometimes I know you guys yell at me and tell me, like last week, pink and silver. Tonight, I can't hear you. So there's no point in typing anything in capitals or anything like that. But I will get back and look at all the comments later. All right, so I'm going to pop this here on this piece of Early Espresso cardstock. And that's going to end up in the middle here. I think that will look really nice. Okay, now I've got these little guys. I haven't even decided exactly what I want to do with them yet, but I am going to stamp this lovely big leaf here because it's just so pretty. So let's grab that out, and I'm going to pop it on at block E. It kind of will fit on D, but I think E is just that little bit better. And I'm deciding what color. I think I will go with Mossy Meadow. And then we can always throw in some extra colors if we need to. So let's have a look and see how this is. Oh, and something else I want to do, because this is a pretty big solid stamp, I want to make sure I have a good stamping surface. So I'm going to pop a matte. This is a piercing matte. It's not actually intended for this purpose, but it works really well for it. All right, so this is how it would be if it's just a mossy meadow leaf. Now I'm going to get a couple of different daubers, and I'm going to make, because it does look nice in just the mossy meadow, but I'm thinking maybe I will grab a couple of different colors and we'll add that to our mossy meadows. So I'm going to throw in some Moody Mauve, because that's the color that we've got in our paper here. Mossy meadow, and maybe some copper clay too. The copper clay might look really good. So I'm just going through my daubers and finding one that's close in color. Or we could, you know, we could also add some brown if we wanted to, but let's see what's going to look good. All right, so oh, and I probably want to grab some mossy meadow as well. So right, so this is just a different way. If you want a multicolored leaf of coloring your ink pad, is to use your daubers, or you can also use blending brushes. But the only problem with the blending brush is sometimes you're wiping it off as much as you're wiping it on. So yeah, just this is probably, you can be a little bit more accurate with the daubers. All right, so I've got some copper clay and some mossy meadow, and then I think I will, oh, actually no, that was Moody Mauve. So let me see here. What shall we do? Let's add a little bit of copper clay. The copper clay is a nice color. It's not as strong as Cajun Craze. I find Cajun Craze a bit strong, which is probably why I don't use it all that much. But copper clay I do like. It's softer. I'm going to huff on that, and we're going to stamp this out. Now it's going to give us a slightly different finish. Can you see how we've got like different colors coming through there? Looks rather good, doesn't it? So we've got some purpley tones with the Moody Mauve. We've got a little bit of the copper clay, and we've also got some of the green coming through. So the more colors you add, the muddier it's going to get. So you really only want to do 2, 3 at the most. Okay. After that, it starts to just get muddy. All right. So I'm deciding, do I want to use this one, or do I, you know, now that I've done it, I'm thinking I might just like the green. But anyway, let's see. I'm also going to do, but we're also going to do leaves in green. So maybe I will go with the other big leaf, like the small leaves. I want those in green. So let me, and let's see how these look. I've got the, like I said, I've got the front door open, so you can probably hear more birds and things like that. Now I'm going to do a couple of different colored ones. By doing one full strength and then the second one like a lighter one, it almost looks like we have 2 different colors, but in fact they're the same color. They just, yeah, they look different because one is stamped off. And I'm going to use the smaller leaves, these guys. I'm going to put them on a smaller block. Actually, no, another block D, because that's what I have. And okay, these look good. Although I am looking at this and going, there's a lot of green. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do a little experiment with the big leaf again. And this time we're going to do just 2 colors and see if that looks better. I mean, we could add some espresso to that, but let's see. I'm just going to lightly ink this up, although it's difficult to lightly ink up with a new stamp. So I'm going to stamp that off. It's very dark, isn't it? And then I'm going to use the That's the copper clay. So let's use that. And let's add some copper clay to this. I'm just huffing it on it with my breath to see. And let me do this right here and see how it looks. I kind of like that. It's definitely got more of the moody mauve about it. Whereas these ones with the green, I think maybe they're too green. I might leave the green for the leaves. And I like this copper and moody mauve leaf better. So I think that's what I'll do. And then we have, of course, I did mention these before. So I have the beautiful autumn leaf dies. Now the dies are fantastic because there are some dies that match the stamps and some that don't. Okay, so we've got a couple of label dies, this one and a rectangular one that I've actually got over on the other desk. There's two labels. There's actually the veins for the leaves and the veins for the like the big leaf and the smaller leaf. We also have like some standalone dies like these lovely leaves. These guys are standalone. And so are these and these. There's also some backgrounds, like some little perforations that form a beautiful background. And that's lovely as well. So there's lots and lots of cool things. But there are some that match the stamps too. For example, these guys here match these ones. And they will do a great job of stamping, of cutting those out. And then, of course, you've got the big one that matches these ones. And then we've got this one that matches these ones. So yeah, really, really great die set if you're looking for autumny kind of leaves for anything, whether it be a card, whether it be a scrapbook page or whatever it might be. I think these are lovely. I really do. All right, I'm not going to cut this one because I want to cut that one. I want to do the moody mauve one. So I'm just going to quickly do that away from my desk for a second. Mainly because I've got so much stuff all over the desk, and rather than move it all, I'm going to not bring my cut and emboss machine over. Now, sometimes I do it in front of everybody so you can see it roll through, but I think most of you would know how that works. The other thing I could do is bring in my little one, my mini cut and emboss machine. So there you go. There's the first one. And then let's do a couple of the leaves, the smaller leaves, because they're really nice. How's everyone's week been? Have you all had a lovely week? I hope you have. And I am sorry I'm not here with you tonight. But yeah, I decided to take a night off. But that's why I'm doing this early. So it's actually about 3 p.m. my time right now, even though you're watching this at a later time. But that's the time it is when I'm recording this. All right, so these have come out, and I'm wondering whether that's the darker. This is the darker leaf. I'm thinking maybe I'll do a smaller leaf. What do you guys think? And I think that looks rather... sorry, not the smaller leaf, the lighter leaf is what I wanted to say. Now, this is already looking different than what I had intended. So I had an idea of what I wanted to do. Now, if I wanted to, I could cut this out of my, say, early espresso, and we could add that. That might look really, really good. I also have here some deckled circles. I'm going to show these to you next because, oh my goodness, guys, these are fantastic. So, so good. They're amazing. And I'll show you why in just a moment. there's a very good reason. So if you haven't seen the deckled circles yet, I am going to see, this is how this would look if I decide to put that on. I don't have to. I might decide to leave it off, but it looks nice either way. Okay, so let's come back to here and see what we have. We know we want this to go on here. So I have a few options. I could pop this here. I mean, this would just look nice as it is, like this. And we know we could add some leaves. And so on. But I'm thinking maybe something a little different. I'm thinking we have a vellum circle. Yes, I know, but where would I be without my vellum, you guys? That's a possibility. It's not necessary, but that's a possibility. All right, so I can put one of my greetings from the stamp set here, and then we could have some little bits and pieces popping out, and I could have my and then maybe add some little copper pieces. You know what? I don't know whether I want that on there. And I don't even know if I want, I'm not sure about the big leaf. I'm not sure about the big leaf. But these look good. I am not sure about this one. I'm just going to muck around with this and see how it looks. And just, it needs something. It needs something else. And I don't know. I think it's not this though. And if you could hear me, you know, if I was here, I know you would yell at me and tell me what it is that it needs. I'm thinking maybe some copper ribbon might be nice. All right, so let's add a greeting. We have a few, and this one might be, this with a grateful heart is nice. Is it going to fit though? Oh yeah, it does. I could always make a bigger vellum circle too. That's another possibility. I'm not actually happy with this leaf. I don't like it now that I'm putting it all together. I think it doesn't look right. And then I've also got a simple one that says I'm thankful. That would also look good. Maybe just a I'm thankful. That might be nice. Let me do that in what color? I'm thinking early espresso probably. Seeing as we've got little bits of early espresso on here. And I'm thinking we might need to do something with some ribbon. So I'm thankful. Looks rather nice on here. So this is the deckled circles that I'm talking about. And let me show them to you because they are really, really impressive. Okay, super impressive. The deckled circles are 14 circles that all nest inside each other. How fantastic are these? They go from a 1-inch one, little tiny one, that's only 1 inch wide across, and all the way up to 6 inches. All right, so this fits on your 6x6 paper. So if you were using 6x6 paper, you'll see that it would just cut just inside that 6-inch mark. So fantastic. Love, love, love them. And I will be using them a lot on scrapbook pages particularly, but also on my cards. And I've already started using them a lot. And I like this look. I think it's really nice. So let me add this, and I'm deciding if we need the vellum circle. Possibly not. I don't know. I could do it in copper. That would potentially look nice. But then if we're going to use these leaves, we'll lose the value of those. But if I was to put some bits sort of around and have some of these poking out a little bit, I'm going to be putting this up on dimensionals. And I'm just arranging them to be where I'd like them to be. That's looking better. I do think that looks better than what we were doing before. And I feel like we need some copper ribbon in here. What do you guys think? You think that'll work? All right, so for me to make this work, okay, I'm going to have these on here first. So I'm actually going to put them, I'm thinking, will I put them on dimensionals or will I stick them down? Could go either way. Actually, probably doesn't matter. You could go dimensionals or you could go, you know, stick them straight down. So this one's going to go out there. So you won't need very much in the way of dimensionals. You just want enough to stick it and hold it. And then this one's going to go here. So let's pop that on down the bottom here. So you can see I'm only using like one dimensional also. And then one here. So you're only going to see the tiniest bit of the vellum. Okay, it's really not going to show very much at all. This is now going to go here. It just defines the circle a tiny bit more, but apart from that, it's not going to make a huge difference. So I'm going to put now dimensionals. I don't know whether I need them, but I might put dimensionals on here anyway. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm sure it'll look fine. So one at the bottom here, one at the top, and one over on the side. Take the backs off. And let's position that there. You can hardly see any of the vellum. It's almost gone. Some of you are probably happy about that. Right. I can put it right in the middle, or I could lean it up more towards the top. Looks good. I really like it. I'm actually happier with this gone. I just wasn't happy with the big leaf at all. It didn't do it. It's a beautiful leaf, but it just didn't add to my design. All right, so let's pop that here. It's looking good. All right, now this is going to go here. And of course, just because I'm dimensional crazy, you can add, of course, you could stick it flat if you didn't want this many dimensionals, or you could have more. Totally up to you. But I'm going down the more track on this card. We don't need to worry about having another banner or anything like that because we already have our greeting there in the middle. Isn't this beautiful, all the silver though? Sorry, the copper. It's just gorgeous. All right, I'm going to grab, let me see if I can find it, my copper ribbon. But that might be easier said than done. The copper ribbon is not where I thought it would be. We could also just do some twine. That would be another good way to go. Huh. I wonder what I do with the copper. I better find it because I'm going to need it on my scrapbook page. You know what? That's probably where it is. It's probably sitting there waiting to go on the scrapbook page. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go down the linen thread path because linen thread is like, I always have it close by. I use it all the time. And I'm just going to tie a quick little bow with it. Such good stuff. Who else loves their linen thread? And I'm just going to pop this, just tie it, cut it off, and then we will pop it on with a glue dot. So we can pop it right here, or we could pop it on the side. Which will look better, I wonder. Maybe on the side. So if you could let me know in the comments who has already gone down this down the rabbit hole of this autumn, this all about autumn suite of products, because it is really, really beautiful. Now, where's our, here we go. So do you think I did the right thing? Do you think I did the right thing getting rid of the large leaf and going with the small one instead? The small leaves. I know, it looks better to me. I'm wondering what you guys think. And that's how my card turned out. What do you think? Do we like it? I like that the two leaves here are different colours, even though they're both mossy meadow. One is stamped off. I think it looks really good. And then I like my two little copper leaves sticking out here. I think they look fantastic. And it worked really, really well with the copper design in this paper at the back. And you know what? I am actually not sorry I couldn't find my copper ribbon, because I think the twine maybe looks better. Oh, we didn't add any bling. Oh my goodness. Whatever will Jody say? I don't know that she's back yet. I think she's still traveling. We've got some choices. We have some bronze rustic metallic dots. Those would be good. We have some copper clay bling. Of course, you guys won't be able to tell me what you think, but I'm going to have to pick all for myself. Oh, also Moody Mauve. That would look really nice as well. The Moody Mauve could be a contender because we've got it here in the background paper. And the other ones that would look really good, apart from the rustic metallic dots, would be the brushed metallic dots. Some of you would know those ones. And we have, there's copper in those, the copper or the bronze. Either of those would go, because the bronze goes better with the leaves and the copper goes better with the foil. So those would also be lovely. But I'm leaning towards doing these Moody Mauve ones just for something different. So let's see. I might put one here and then a smaller one up on my, and the tiny one at the top. Just like that. There we go. I'm going to call it a finished card. What do you think? Do you like it? All right. So I have a couple of exciting things to tell you tonight. First of all, the first exciting thing is that I'll be back in the flesh, as in the real me, recording live on Sunday night. So you will catch me on doing a live on Sunday night, unless something unforeseen happens. But the plan at the moment is to be live again. And the other thing is, for anyone who's ever thought about this, we have an amazing joining special happening next week. Now, it starts on Tuesday the 3rd. And if you have any questions or want to know anything more about this, my suggestion is reach out to me, because I'm happy to send you any information you might need. But this is a really cool thing. Some of you would know Stampin' Up is celebrating 35 years of being in business. They're 35 years old this year. And so what they are doing, they're offering 35% off the price of the demonstrator starter kit, which is normally $169. But as of next week, it's going to be $109. $109 something. I should know the exact amount, but I don't. I probably should have looked at that. Let me have a quick look and see if I can bring it up for you right now. And the other option is you can just still spend the normal $169, and instead of the $235 worth of product you normally get for that $169, they're giving you an extra 35% more. So that would be $317, which is fantastic. We love that when they do a big special like that. So the two options are either you pay less to join, it's $109 something instead of the $169. Okay, or you still pay the $169, but you get 35% more. Both of those things are fantastic, and we love to have options, right? So options are fantastic. Let me just switch back to me for a second. Give me a second. I'm just adjusting myself. Here we go. Back to me. There I am. Okay, so those are the two options. And then the other thing that happens, no matter which option you choose, you will automatically be registered for our next training event, which actually costs everybody else. It's around $130 from my memory. I think I'm about right on that. But you'll get that for free as well. So you get a free training event on Saturday, the 11th of November. And if you're wondering where do you have to go, you sit at home and do it on your computer. It is virtual training. It's an online thing that Stampin' Up put on for us. It's fantastic. We get lots of freebies and lots of fun things, and we do a whole day of crafting and stamping. Really, really fun. That is happening on the 11th of November, and it is free to anyone who joins with this special during October. So it is a really, really good special. Fantastic. And the last thing I have to tell you before I say bye-bye is tomorrow is the last day of September, and tomorrow is the last day of the special that I'm doing, where I'll be sending out 3 cards cards I've personally made, 3 cards to everyone who places an order over $60 in September. So if you were thinking of placing an order, tomorrow is a great day to do it because you'll be in with that. Okay, so if you've already placed an order this month, you're going to get those 3 cards sent out to you if you haven't already. Okay, so I hope that everyone enjoys this weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. If you have any questions out for me, reach out, and I can't wait to see you guys on Sunday night. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.